look where we are. Welcome to Storytime on the Road again, right? With my special guest. And today we are reading stories about lighthouses from a lighthouse. And after we read these stories, we will take you on a little trip up into the lighthouse so you can see what it's like inside. I'm so glad you're with us today. Let's sing our hello song and we'll get started on our books. Are you ready? Make the sign for hello and make the sign for friends. And we say, hello friends, hello friends, hello friends. It's time to read a book. You might notice it's a little bright out here, but we've got some nice shade. Okay, you ready? Hello Lighthouse is our first book, and it's by Sophie Blackall, and she won the Caldecott Medal for this book a few years ago. All right, hello Lighthouse. Ready? On the highest rock of a tiny island at the edge of the world stands a lighthouse. It is built to last forever, sending its light out to sea, guiding the ships on their way. From dusk to dawn, the lighthouse beams. Hello, 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 lighthouse. Ooh, look inside. The new keeper arrives to replace the old, to carry on tending the light. He polishes the lens and refills the oil and trims the burned end of the wick. In the olden days, the lighthouses were lit with oil lamps and things. Now it's more electronic. But throughout the night, he winds the clockwork that keeps the lamp in motion. During the day, he gives the round rooms a fresh coat of sea green paint. He writes in the logbook and threads his needle and listens to the gathering wind. Do you see him in there doing his work? Look where his bedroom is. Up about the third, fourth floor, huh? The wind takes a deep breath and blows and blows and blows. Hello, hello, hello. The keeper boils water and drinks his tea as he fishes for cod from the window. Look at that, he's fishing right outside the window of the lighthouse. He sets the table and hums a tune and wishes for someone to talk to. He does look a little lonely, doesn't he? Every few days he writes her a letter and throws it into the waves. He tends the light and writes in the logbook and waits for her reply. He's writing a letter to somebody special. Whoa! The sky grows dark and the waves rise and crash. Hello, hello, hello. The boats need to know that the land is nearby so they don't crash into the land, right? The keeper looks through his telescope. The tender arrives bringing oil and flour and pork and beans and his wife. He shows her around the round rooms of their house. He tends the light and writes in his logbook and sets the table for two. Oh, what is that? The fog makes everything disappear. A bell must be rung to warn the ships. Clang, clang, clang. Whoa. One thick night, disaster strikes. A boat is wrecked on the rocks. Not a moment to lose, the keeper rows out. He pulls 3 sailors from the deep black sea. He tends the light and writes in the logbook and wraps the sailors in blankets. Can everybody see? Yeah. He saved them sailors because their ship got stuck in the storm. Oh, the sea turns into a carpet of ice in the winter. Hello, hello, hello. One dawn, the keeper begins to sneeze. Uh-oh, he's got a cold. By dusk, he is terribly ill. He has other things. His wife is everywhere all at once, running up and down the spiral stairs. She tends the light and feeds him broth and chips ice off the lantern room windows. She sits by his side and writes in the logbook, the minute his fever breaks. Good thing he had a helper, huh? The icebergs pass by on their journey south. The whales pass by on their journey north. Hello, hello, hello. Whoa! Inside the lighthouse, the woman walks around and around the room. Her husband boils water and helps her breathe in and out. He tends the light and writes in the logbook. Can you guys see the picture? What's going on with this woman? What do you think is happening? Her belly's growing big. What's happening with that, do you think? You don't know? I wonder if she's got a baby growing inside. And notes the birth of their first child. Look at that. They had a baby in the lighthouse. The sky erupts in swirls of green. Hello, hello, hello. So many things to see. The tender arrives bringing oil and flour and pork and beans and the mail, along with fresh books and news from the land. There's an unexpected letter with the Coast Guard seal. The keeper winds the clockwork and polishes the lens just as he has always done. He tends the light and writes in the logbook, but he knows that it's not for long. You know what that letter is saying? It says, "Look together, they watch the horizon." I think the letter is telling him it's time for a new keeper. He has a new job, maybe. Let's see. The Coast Guard arrives, with a brand new light and installs the machine to run it. Now they don't need the keeper there because they have a new way of running the light. He doesn't need to trim the wick. No lamp to fill, no wick to trim. The keeper's work is done. He climbs to the top of the spiral stairs and closes the logbook for good. They pack their belongings into the boat and wave farewell to the gulls. Beyond the breakers, they all look up. Goodbye, lighthouse. Goodbye. 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 On the highest rock of a tiny island at the edge of the world stands a lighthouse. It is built to last forever, sending its light out to sea. The fog rolls in and the fog rolls out. The waves rise and crash. The wind blows and blows. Hello, hello, hello. What's this? Over the waves, across the bay, a light on the land beams back. Hello, 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 lighthouse. There they are. There's the keeper's family, looking at their lighthouse where they used to live. The end. That's a good one, isn't it? Should we read one more lighthouse book? A little hot out here, isn't it? Well, your mom's helping. Give us some shade. This is another book. This is an old book, actually. I think it was written before I was born. Yes. Oh my goodness. This is called The Little Red Lighthouse and the Great Gray Bridge. It's by Hildegard Swift and Lynn Ward. Wonder what happens in this one. Can you see? Once upon a time, a little lighthouse was built on a sharp point of the shore by the Hudson River. It was round and fat and red. It was fat and red and jolly, and it was very, very proud. Can you see it? It looks like it has a couple eyes and nose and mouth. It's a very proud lighthouse. Behind it lay New York City, where the people lived. This is actually about a true lighthouse. Before it sailed the boats on which the people rode. Up and down sailed the boats. On and on rolled the river, all the way from Lake Terre in the clouds, high up in the mountains. maybe that's tear in the clouds, came the Hudson River. It rolled down the mountains. It rolled and rolled and rolled. It rolled past Albany. That's near where I grew up. It rolled past New York, and it went on forever looking for the sea. Now the boats on the river talked to the little red lighthouse as they passed. Hoot, hoot, hoot. How are you? Said the big steamer with its deep, throaty whistle. Tip, slip, lisped the slender canoe as it slid along the shore. Chug, 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 cheerio, called the fat black tug as it puffed on its way, pulling a load of coal on a barge. By day, the little red lighthouse did not answer. It was quiet when the boats called. It was still. The lighthouse is just sitting there on the day, but every night, just at fall of dark, a man came to tend the little red lighthouse. He took out his jingling keys. He unlocked the small red door in its side. He climbed its steep and winding stairs, up, up, up to the very top. He took off the thick white cap that let it sleep by day. He turned on the gas with a funny small black key. Up, up, up flowed the gas from the 6 red tanks below.
Hey, it's like this.
Oh my goodness, look at that. Then the little red lighthouse spoke out plainly. Flash, flash, flash. 1 second on, 2 seconds off. Look out, watch me. Danger, danger, danger. Watch my rocks. Keep away. Flash, flash, flash. It felt big and useful and important. What would the boats do without me, it thought. It felt very, very proud. The lighthouse knew how important he was, right? The boats saw the light and were safe. The boats saw it and they kept to the channel. The boats were grateful to the little red lighthouse. They said thank you. Sometimes a fog crept up the river. Then the man came to wind up a big black clock inside the little red lighthouse. He wound and wound and wound it. The clock was joined to an iron bell outside. The bell began to ring. Warning! Warning! It said. Flash! Said the light. Warning! Said the bell. So if it's foggy, both the light and the bell went. The little red lighthouse had 2 voices then. Every day it felt bigger and prouder. Why, I am master of the river, it thought. Ah, that breeze feels good, doesn't it?
Why
Why
is it angry?
is it what?
Why is it angry?
Angry? Does it look angry to you? I think it's just trying to keep the boat safe. Maybe. Because from the fog. Then one day, a gang of workmen came and began to dig. They dug and dug and dug. Uh-oh. See how the lighthouse is looking a little, what's going on? He's thinking. By and by, great steel girders began to rise up against the sky. See these big steel, what is going on? A big group of men were carried over the Hudson on a barge. Across the barge stood 4 great reels, and from each reel there trailed a slender silver line. Here's the reels, and here's the line. All the boats on the river stopped moving. All the nearby boats turned to look. Even the river seemed to be very, very still. What are they doing? When the men came back, they seemed happy. The first cables are over, they called. The catwalk will be up soon. And the other men shouted, hurrah! What do they mean? Thought the little red lighthouse. What are these things called cables that are over? Now the days and weeks went by. Every night the little lighthouse spoke plainly. Flash, flash, flash. Every day it watched the strange new gray thing beside it grow and grow. What is it? What's going on? Huge towers seemed to touch the sky. Strong loops of steel swept across the river. How big it was! How wonderful! How powerful! A great gray bridge spanning the Hudson River from shore to shore. It made the little lighthouse feel very, very small. The lighthouse liked feeling big and important, didn't it? And now it feels small. Then, one night, a great beam of light flashed from the top of the nearest gray tower. Flash, turn, flash.
What's the lighthouse?
Where is the lighthouse? It doesn't show in this picture. It's still there, but now I am needed no longer, thought the little red lighthouse. My light is so little, and this one is so big. Perhaps they will give me up. Perhaps they will tear me down. Perhaps they will forget to turn my light on. That night it stood waiting and waiting. It felt glum and anxious and queer. The night grew darker and darker. Why did the man not come to turn on his light? The little red lighthouse could neither speak nor shine. Uh-oh. Then in the middle of the night there came a storm. The wind moaned. The waves beat against the shore. Uh-oh. A thick fog crept over the river and tried to clutch the boats one by one. Look at that, the fog has hands.
Why does fog have hands?
Well, it just looks like it. The fat black tug was just coming back from Albany. It was caught and blinded by the fog. It looked for the little red lighthouse, but it could not find it. It listened for the bell, but it could not hear it. So thick the fog was, it could not see the light flashing high up from the great gray bridge. Crash! 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 The fat black tug ran upon the rocks and lay wrecked and broken.
Why broken?
Because it hit the rocks. Boats can't hit rocks, right? They get broken. Then the great gray bridge called to the little red lighthouse, "Little brother, where is your light?" "Am I brother of yours, bridge?" wondered the lighthouse. "Your light was so bright that I thought mine was needed no more." "I call to the airplanes," cried the bridge. "I flash to the ships of the air. But you are still master of the river. Quick, let your light shine again, each to his own place, little brother." So the little red lighthouse tried to shine once more, but though it tried and tried and tried, it could not turn itself on. This is the end of me, it thought. This is really the end. My man will not come. I cannot turn myself on. Very likely I shall never shine again. Dark and silent it stood, and it was very, very sad.
Why is it sad?
It's sad because its light won't turn on, and he can't be helpful. But at last it heard the door opening far below. At last it heard steps rushing up the stairs. Why, here was the man hurrying to tend it. "Where have you been, man? I thought you were never coming. Oh, those boys, they stole my keys. This will never happen again." He didn't have his keys, so he couldn't come and turn the light on. Now the little red lighthouse knew that it was needed. The bridge wanted it. The man wanted it. The ships must need it still. It sent a long, bright, flashing ray out into the night. Whew, there it goes. 1 second on, 2 seconds off. Flash, flash, flash. "Look out, danger, watch me," it called. Soon its bell was booming out too. "Warning, warning," it cried. The little red lighthouse still had work to do, and it was glad. And now, beside the great beacon of the bridge, the small beam of the lighthouse still flashes. Beside the towering gray bridge, the lighthouse still bravely stands. Though it knows now that it is little, it is still very, very proud. It still has a job to do. And every day, the people who go up Riverside Drive in New York City turn to look at it. For there they both are, the great gray bridge and the little red lighthouse. If you don't believe it, go see it for yourselves. That's the end of that one. Thanks for listening to Lighthouse Books, and now let's go on a tour of our lighthouse. We're at Cape May, New Jersey, which is the bottom of the state of New Jersey, right near the ocean. Here we are climbing up the stairs. It's hard, but fun. I think maybe we're getting close to halfway, or anyway, here we are through the porthole. And Adeline says it's like a telescope. Yay! Hey, we made it to the top, right? And what is it like out here, Adeline? Is it windy? Look at that beautiful view of Cape May and the beach.
I can almost see Cape
You can almost see Cape May. I think it's right there, right? Yeah.
But Cape May is so far away.
A light that gets lit at night so that the boats on the ocean can see the light and know where the land is, know where the tip of the land is, right? Where it is up there. Huh. Let's do our goodbye song. We should have done it at the top of the lighthouse. Oh, we have another guest today. Yes. Here's another Storytime guest. Here. There we go. There we go. Okay, should we do our goodbye song together? All right. Goodbye, friends. Goodbye, friends. Goodbye, friends. It's time to say goodbye. Thanks for watching. See you next time.